Imagine walking into a place you secretly own, only to be humiliated and kicked out because of how you look. That's exactly what happened to this man, until the shocking truth turned the entire dealership upside down. You won't believe how this ends. It was a crisp Monday morning at Lux Wheels, the most exclusive car dealership in the city. The floors sparkled like mirrors beneath rows of million-dollar vehicles, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, and sleek Teslas, all lined up like pieces of art. The staff were sharply dressed, rehearsed in their greetings, and laser-focused on one thing, impressing the rich and powerful. Suddenly, the automatic glass doors whooshed open. A man stepped inside, mid-30s, tall, athletic, wearing a gray hoodie and plain jeans. No Rolex, no designer shoes, no assistant or flashy entrance, just calm, quiet confidence. Heads turned. Whispers followed. "Is he lost?" one salesman murmured, under his breath. Karen, the dealership manager, well known for her no-nonsense attitude, stormed over with a fake smile that faded quickly. Her heels clicked loudly on the showroom floor. "Can I help you?" she asked, her tone already skeptical. The man gave a polite nod. "Yes, I'm here for a meeting." Karen didn't bother checking the appointment list. Her mind was made up. "I'm sorry, sir. This dealership is for serious clients only. We don't allow loitering. You'll need to leave." The man remained calm, hands in pockets. "I assure you I'm not loitering." But Karen didn't back down. Her voice rose, drawing attention from staff and customers. "No appointment, no entry. I'll call security if you don't leave now." Two security guards began walking over. But as they approached, they paused. Something about this man's calm confidence gave them second thoughts. He didn't look like a troublemaker. He looked like someone important. And he was. The man's name was David Lawson, a name that in a few hours would be unforgettable to everyone in that dealership. What Karen didn't know, what nobody knew, was that David wasn't just another customer wandering in off the street. He was the new owner of Lux Wheels, the entire dealership chain. David had recently acquired the company through a quiet business deal as part of a larger investment strategy. He was a self-made entrepreneur, known in business circles for his humble beginnings and sharp instincts. Today was supposed to be a low-key visit to see how staff treated customers when they thought no one was watching. No announcements, no suits, no entourage. But what he got instead was something painfully familiar. Assumptions, judgment, and disrespect, all based on his appearance. David stood silently for a moment, observing the tension. He noticed how the security guards fidgeted, clearly uncertain about the situation. They didn't step in aggressively. Instead, they glanced between Karen and David, unsure who was in the wrong. That hesitation told David everything he needed to know. He didn't blame them. He blamed the environment, one shaped by people like Karen, who wore authority like armor and used power to belittle instead of uplift. With a slight smile, David said calmly, "I'll leave, but be sure to explain this to the owner when they arrive." Karen crossed her arms and smirked. "I am the manager, and I'll handle it. Thank you very much." David turned, nodded politely, and walked out the glass doors. But he didn't go far. About 30 minutes after David left the dealership, the showroom's glass doors opened once again. But this time, he didn't walk in alone. A sleek black luxury SUV rolled up to the entrance, its tinted windows reflecting the morning sun. Out stepped David, no longer just the man in the hoodie, but flanked by two sharp-suited lawyers and a regional executive from the parent company. Inside, Karen was still riding high on her earlier power trip, casually joking with a few co-workers about the guy in the hoodie who wandered in thinking he could afford a car. Her laughter echoed through the glossy showroom until it stopped cold. She turned and saw him. David walked in with quiet authority, his posture straight, his face calm but serious. The suits on either side of him didn't say much, but their presence said everything. The regional executive clapped his hands and addressed the staff. "Everyone, please gather around. I'd like to introduce you to someone very important. This is Mr. David Lawson, the new owner of Lux Wheels." The room fell dead silent. Salesmen froze mid-step. The receptionist dropped her pen. Even the security guards straightened their backs in disbelief. Karen's face turned pale. Her mouth opened to speak, but no sound came out. David looked directly at her and said, "I had a meeting scheduled here today, but instead, I was told I didn't belong." Karen stammered, I didn't realize. You weren't dressed." David raised his hand gently. "No need. You already said enough without saying a word. Karen was called into the office, no longer with the same confident stride she'd shown earlier. Her heels clicked nervously this time. Inside, David sat across the table, calm yet commanding. The atmosphere was heavy, not with anger, but with a sense of accountability. "I want you to understand," David began. "This isn't just about how you treated me. This is about how you treat people when you think no one important is watching." Karen lowered her gaze. David continued, "We're in the business of selling luxury, but true luxury isn't just about cars. It's about experience, respect, and human dignity. What happened today was the opposite of that." By the time the conversation ended, Karen's position was officially under review. The parent company had also ordered a full audit to examine how all customers, regardless of background, race, or appearance, were being treated. David wasn't just making a statement. He was setting a new standard. Later that afternoon, David gathered the entire staff for a meeting in the main showroom. He introduced himself formally as the new owner, then shared his journey, from a working-class neighborhood to self-made millionaire. He spoke of the many times he'd been overlooked or dismissed simply for how he looked. "I know what it feels like to be judged before you speak," he said, "but starting today that ends here. Lux Wheels," he added, "must be a place where every single person feels respected." The room was silent, then slowly filled with applause. Some even wiped away tears. Karen stood quietly in the back, her expression unreadable. That day at Lux Wheels didn't just leave a mark on the dealership. It sparked a ripple effect that spread far beyond its glass doors. What started as a moment of prejudice became a powerful story of humility, dignity, and redemption. Staff whispered about it for days. Then, someone shared it online. Within hours, the story went viral. But what truly stunned people wasn't just the twist that the man in the hoodie owned the dealership. It was how David chose to respond. He didn't lash out. He didn't seek revenge. He didn't even raise his voice. He simply led, with quiet strength and unwavering grace. David's story became an example of what leadership looks like when fueled by integrity. He could have fired Karen on the spot. Instead, he gave her a mirror. He didn't sue the dealership. He reformed it from within. And he didn't lecture the staff. He inspired them with truth and vulnerability. That moment reminded everyone watching that respect should never come with conditions. It shouldn't depend on how expensive your shoes are, the color of your skin, or the title on your business card. David's final words during the meeting were etched into memory. So the next time someone walks into your life, your office, your home, or even your dealership, don't judge too quickly. Because the person you're overlooking might just be the one in charge of everything. And with that, the man in the hoodie walked out, not just as the owner, but as a symbol of what real power looks like. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful real-life lessons, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, true success is how you treat those who have nothing to offer you, yet.